Charles, we are back, and a topic that's always been on my mind, or not always, but on my mind lately, because I see a lot of advertisements and a lot of people are pushing these things, is reverse mortgages. I think they're pretty dangerous. Can you explain a little bit more about reverse mortgages? And then we'll get into why you like them or don't like them.
Okay.
What are they actually?
Well, the reverse mortgage is designed for the elderly. I believe you can't get a reverse mortgage until you're at least 62, I think is the number.
That's what I believe.
You've got to have a large chunk of equity in your house because the loan to value is limited. So if you have a $100,000 house, you'll be doing well to get, say, a 70% loan, $70,000 loan. And the way it's designed, if your payoff on your loan is currently $50,000, then it'll make your mortgage payment for you monthly. You do not have a mortgage payment. It's based not on credit like these other loans. It's based on the equity in your house. It does take the equity out of your house, and it's a whole different type of loan
and that's
product.
becoming a problem, actually, because the equity is coming down with the market coming down.
That's right.
So now everybody's
That's
losing
right.
equity.
We at Myers Park Mortgage have elected not to do reverse mortgages. I don't like the concept of a product that targets the elderly in particular, and wouldn't want someone coming back to me saying, I didn't understand you explained I was losing the equity in my house every month. So I would never want to be in that position. I will say there's certain circumstances where it probably is a good tool, where someone is about to lose their house, doesn't have anywhere else to go, credit's been damaged, do this thing and stay in the house for a while longer. But they are complicated.
I understand there's a lot of high fees involved with them as well.
That's what I was about to go to, Joe. You're right. I think the fees that are being charged are a little bit high.
Well, who gets them? Do you get them, or ultimately the investor gets them?
Well, again, we don't do them, but
if you did do them,
I think the company gets them. I'm sure the investor charges a premium too. The ultimate lender probably has a premium on those things. But you're right. As the amount of equity is eroding because values in the market are going down, and you're losing equity every month that you don't make a mortgage payment and let the mortgage do it for you.
right?
It's just something to be cautious of, and there might be other alternatives you should consider first, like an equity line if you're cash strapped.
What happens at the end of the rope, so to speak? In other words, you have the homeowner who has now outlived the mortgage. Is that possible? I mean,
I guess that's possible. We don't do those, so I'm sorry I don't know that much about the end of them.
I always try to reconcile that. I mean, do they?
Yeah.
They can't throw them out. It's still their house,
Right.
I guess.
Yeah, you have to go through a lot of different. You got to go through some training courses and be certified to do those
In this
loans.
state?
Yes.
Is that right? So
You got to be
is that a
certified
separate
to do them.
license?
Yeah, you cannot nobody's certified to do them in my office, and we've got a lot of certifications, but that's one we've not gone after. But it's a course where you've been trained to explain how this works and how you can lose the equity in your home and how it unwinds at the end. And I've not been through those courses.
It's kind of difficult explaining that to an elderly person who has a basic understanding of the finances. And then
Absolutely. We have a lot of young people that have trouble understanding the plain vanilla loan, so that's a whole different...
And have you heard of any situations where people took out reverse mortgages and then they were convinced to put that money into other investments and then they lost everything?
I haven't heard that, but it would not surprise me.
Well, this is something I've heard because I do a lot of national research, and this is a part of a scam where the people getting the reverse mortgages for the homeowner then convince them to take that money and invest it.
Boy, that would be
So they get a double win.
perfect storm right there.
That is a perfect
Yeah,
storm. And
I agree.
now you got a real fraudulent situation where the person who made the mortgage or helped get the mortgage has gotten a fee, and then they get another fee on the other end when they help them invest it. And
Right.
You know what's happening with the investments lately, and these people are losing everything. It's just horrible. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think your decision at Myers Park Mortgage to not get involved in reverse mortgages is probably a very, very smart one. But I mean, just in general, I mean, how do you feel? I think that it seems like all the equity is being sucked out of everything that we own.
Yeah, it's a great time to be conservative in anything you're doing. If you're I hate to say it, but if you're buying a car or looking at any investment opportunities, be conservative in this market. If you're looking at buying a house, look at that payment and do the what ifs. Ask the what if questions to yourself about if you were to lose a job, could you still swing this? You do need to be conservative. You don't want to overextend yourself right now.
So this is all part of our financial self-defense theme, which is how our show is basically, I believe that we all have to go back to the basics, and we can't really have those luxury items that we had last year or the year before.
That's right. And then what we're kind of hitting on here too is one of the best benefits of this economic stimulus right now is the lower interest rates. If you're sitting on a mortgage rate above 6%, you probably should give us a call at Myers Park Mortgage, and we'll let you know if it makes sense for you to refinance. But anytime you can tighten your belt a little bit and save $150 a month on your mortgage payment, do it.
Let's get back to, I had a question about these investors, and that kind of is sticking in the, as far as for mortgages. You've got an investor who is a good investor. He actually knows how to handle the properties. He can handle the rents. He can handle the tenants. So they will only allow, when I say they, Fannie Mae, I guess,
right,
will only allow you to invest in or own 4 mortgages or hold or have 4 mortgages. And of course, you could buy anything you want if you have the cash for it. When they calculate those mortgages and a debt service for that investor, because we do have a lot of investors, hopefully will be watching the show as well, they're going to take their personal income involved. Okay, they're going to calculate their personal income. I guess they combine it with the spouse. Okay, so you have an investor who's buying a property with a spouse or a partner, I guess. Will they also take the debt service, or not the debt service, but the rent into account to help pay for the debt service?
Yeah, they'll take the rent into account. It used to be...
That was a long-winded question. But
okay, it used to be a time when you could do it and they would really just look at the rental income and that was it.
And they wouldn't even consider your personal
income. That's right. Now you're really looking at putting a good 20% down. Used to be maybe 5% down. Yeah, on investment properties. It's moving towards 25% down. You think about everything's risk and reward. So if you have 2 houses or 10 and one's your primary and you get in a cash crunch or you lose the equity and the numbers don't work, which one are you going to stop paying on?
On the investment ones, obviously.
Yeah, so it's and all these credit crunch things come from statistics of foreclosures or late payments. So I think it's a good thing that they're tightening up on that. But yeah, it's heading towards 25% down.
Is there a date certain on that?
Probably by mid-year. We're at 20%
June again,
now.
Huh? June again.
Yeah, probably June again.
I think I'm going to go to Europe in June.
The other thing, too, when you used to be able to count that rental income on your properties, one thing that the underwriters will require to see is show it on your income taxes. You know, if you've got something, they're going to want to see that you're truly running it as a business, that it's on your Schedule C, that income is there to give you credit. If you have just owned the house for 4 months and it's not showing up on your income taxes yet, it won't be counted.
So this is a really novel idea that they're saying that if you buy something, you actually have to pay the money back.
Yeah, and you got to pay the taxes on it.
You got to pay taxes on everything. So we're getting from being on the straight and narrow to everybody getting euphoric and crazy. Now we're getting back to the straight and narrow.
Straight and narrow. You got to put some money down. If it's just an investment property you're doing, you got to put a little more down. But shoot, it's still, even for investment properties, what a great opportunity for those that can buy it and have the money to put down.
Absolutely. Well, I think there was a lot of flipping, and this is what caused these problems. And I still actually see commercials. They've changed them a little bit on TV where you could still buy properties. And I think those guys, those fellows who were advertised had that philosophy of buying properties with no money down. I think those strategies are pretty much down the tubes.
Yeah, they are for now.
Yeah, they are.